What is going on out there, peeps? All right, so look, I've just been reading a ton of information, and it's interesting now to see the conversation about uh, the gold standard becoming more and more in the mainstream when before those would be considered taboo words, so to speak. So let's kind of go over a couple things. I do want to talk about cryptocurrencies real quick as well. All right, before we get to everybody, we have Pimpy's investment chat. It is the same name as the YouTube channel. You know this. We talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments in here. Okay, we have the hidden things in front of your eyes. In here, we talk about NESARA, GESARA, current events, political things, and other things that people might consider, you know, conspiracy. I don't. I consider it truth seeking. Okay, if you guys remember, I told everybody there's supposed to be some kind of July run on cryptocurrencies. And boy, howdy, it finally started and it's taken off like a bat out of hell. Ethereum, I bought a bunch of them when they're like 227, are now up to 295. I want you to look over here at the 52-week highs. Ethereum is there. Cardano is there. XLM is getting there. VeChain getting there. These are all the main talked to ones. Zcash getting there. And a lot of big talk about the digibytes are getting there as well. What I'm trying to point out, there is a lot of cryptocurrencies closely getting to their 52-week high. In some cases, hitting it and passing it. So I'm paying attention to what they're talking about in the cryptocurrency world. I don't know where this comes from. There's like this 4-year cycle that happens. And there is this consensus that we might get that same type of run that took place back in 2017 when we see Bitcoin go up to about $20,000 and a lot of these other coins make some record highs. Is it that time yet? I don't know. I don't know a lot about cryptocurrencies. I just know enough to be dangerous. I can brag a little bit that I told everybody that one cryptocurrency that you should probably keep an eye on, in my opinion, was Ethereum, and Ethereum is performing outstanding. Now, there's usually what we call, dumps and bumps, you know what I mean, where they're manipulating the markets by grabbing one or two different coins and then selling it off. They get everybody to jump on them, and then they shake speculators by, dropping the value down, just like I'm worried about what's going to happen to gold and silver. But that usually means you'll see like one or two cryptos running. You don't see this many running all at the same time. This is a serious run by a lot of cryptos. This looks like a legitimate run. Okay, so look over here where everybody's 52-week averages. See this over here? When it's all the way over here, that means it's hitting new highs. That's what we want to see, especially if you are invested in one of these coins. So for those of you who are not, have not yet started investing into cryptocurrencies, there is a link in the description. You can follow it, and it will take you over to get onto Coinbase. And just for joining, give you $10 free. And then after you start doing transactions on there, you'll have access to earn free cryptocurrencies up to about $150. All right. So that's just for people who want to dabble in here, because there's a run right now. And if these people are accurate, these so-called professionals that are out there saying right now, experts, that they feel this could be that 4-year cycle run, that means you can expect cryptocurrencies to go sky high again. Just like when Bitcoin made a lot of millionaires, there's an opportunity for individuals to jump on there as well. I chose Ethereum because Ethereum has a lot of projects going on at one time, and it seemed to be taking off. You can see right here that 295.65, they have now reached their 52-week high. All right, so they're going to continue to go. They've been going up now for a couple of days, and they're running pretty good. Now, I tell you guys, whenever you invest in cryptocurrencies, just like I say, every other investment, as all things, there are risks that are involved. Don't invest with your emotions. In other words, if you buy at right now $295.65 for an Ethereum, and then all of a sudden it drops $100, don't panic. Just leave it alone. Eventually, it will go back up. So there's a lot of people that are still in the hole from the 2017 drop, and they've been holding ever since, which looks like it's a smart move because now it seems to be going full circle and running back up again at this moment. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that where we are in gold and silver, of course, they are holding on to their levels. Look at that, $1,900 for gold, $22.98 for silver. There still is a lot of chatter about the gold standard. You guys, I showed you this report. We've been buying record amounts of gold and having it brought back here to the United States. Look at the Swiss exports of gold to the United States leaps to 101.7 tons. That was in last April, and it's been consistently going up ever since. Okay, so this is happening around the world. It's causing some type of shortage. Okay, so we're keeping an eye on that. And some guy made this argument that, silver is going to pass up gold as far as value. And his argument was there's too many commercial needs for silver. And since there's a scarcity of it right now, unlike gold, you can expect it, in his opinion, sometime within the next 5 to 10 years. I think it's going to be a little sooner, but we'll see, that it would pass up gold in value. So that the gold price would not come down to the price of silver, but more than likely you would see silver outperform gold and silver catch up and pass where the current value is of gold. Okay? So again, this is just what the peeps are talking about out there. So this guy, again, this is an older article. So the world gold standard system will rise again, but not quite yet. So this article is from last year, but even so it goes on, and I'll leave the link for it as always in here, and explains a little bit of the back history, what happened, how we came off of it, how the so-called deep state has been manipulating it. So technically the current fiat system that we're in right now, that is the one without the gold standard, happened in 1971, and it's done nothing to help the people at all. If anything, it has made the greedy and our politicians very, very rich, as they continue to act like they're pushing policies that help the people, smile in your face while stabbing you in your back. Okay? And so they've been able to enrich their pockets while the American people pay out the yin-yang in taxes. So this is where Trump comes in. He said it during his inauguration that for far too long, politicians have been fattening their pockets off the blood and sweat of the American people. That's not going to happen any longer. A lot of us are anticipating some type of announcement from Trump, either to revalue gold and silver in increments, or talk about going back to the gold standard. We know Judy Shelton is on board to go to the next phase of her appointment into the Federal Reserve. I know our favorite trader, Mitt Romney, is trying to rally up Republicans to get them to, thumbs down on Judy Shelton. Again, this guy is not a fan of the American people. He is a sellout. He is a traitor to this country. He has several businesses that are doing business with China right now, so he doesn't like what's going on. His company is losing a lot of money. He is a rhino Republican, okay? I don't know if he's got the influence to get people to turn away from what's going on right now. I doubt it. And to be quite honest with you, whether Judy Shelton gets in there or not, I don't think it's going to prevent us from going to the gold standard. But if she is put into office, it's sure to how it would help expedite things. So in this article, this guy goes on to explain all the steps that, right here. Here you go. President Trump has consistently favored the gold standard fans. He has nominated 3, Stephen Moore, Herman Cain, and Judy Shelton, to the Federal Reserve. His economic advisor, Larry Kudlow, Vice President Mike Pence, and Trump-appointed World Bank President David Malpass has also indicated their friendliness towards the idea of going back to the gold standard. So here we go. Listen, Jim Reckard, also a member of the Davos set, suggested in The Aftermath 2029, which is a book, by the way, I think it is, that a Mar-a-Lago agreement may be in our future, similar to the Bretton Woods agreement that reestablished the world gold standard back in 1944. Actually, a better location would be Trump's Doral Resort in Florida, recently proposed as the G7 International Monetary Meeting for 2020. So this article, again, is from last year because I think this has already passed. People have tasted the consequences of monetary immorality. Okay, we know this. They're getting ready to be good again. So you can see all the people that are corrupt fighting us going back to the gold standard. You can tell who their lackeys are because they are in the press telling us that this is bad. What it does is it absolutely limits the power of our government and makes it really hard. Well, I'm not going to say impossible, but it does make it really hard for them to do a lot of corrupt things. It means they're going to have to stick to an actual budget. What's that mean for us gold holders and silver holders? Well, it means some great days ahead for us. You have time. I don't want you to feel like you don't have time. I don't want people to panic. Okay? There is a possible announcement coming up here between now and October, but I don't want you to go, oh, there's not enough time. Just keep doing what you can. Okay? Sit with family, sit with loved ones. Right now is a great time to get your kids involved in this. I know families that are out there doing the whole aluminum can thing. They're doing yard sales. There's all kinds of little tricky things that they're doing to raise money to earn silver. Good. That's what I want to hear. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that you guys are all part of whatever's coming up, okay? So anyways, right here it says, but there's a problem. To establish a worldwide gold standard system today would mean that all existing debts and commitments, government bonds, Social Security, Medicare, public and private pensions, state debts and commitments would have to be paid back in hard currency or renegotiated. Yes, that's already in the works. It's already happening. This can be done. The British government had debts estimated 178% of GDP back in the end of the Napoleon Wars in 1815. So it goes on to talk about the way to do it. And there is a way to do it. And it seems to already be in the works. Thanks to our great President Donald J. Trump. Okay, I must emphasize this. But this could all go away in a snap of a finger. Here's why they're delaying. Look at this. Today, we do not seem to have the degree of fortitude, the political battles to reform healthcare, welfare system, Social Security, the bad habits of chronic deficits, the underfunded pensions, and bankrupt states. The student loans, the tax system seem insurmountable. But like we said for NESARA, GESARA, there seems to be already a lot of this already in process. Congress squandering years with Russiagate and fake impeachment does not seem to be able to accomplish anything at all. So this is why when we go to vote, you can't just vote Trump. He's going to need you to vote down ballot. You need to figure out what senators and Congress members you want to put in, and they're going to have to be Republican if you want this stuff to all happen. This isn't about a campaign about Trump. This is about setting and saving our constitutional republic and getting rid of the corruption. And this is how we're going to do it. So they've been delaying and, resisting Trump this whole time with all these fake impeachments, fake investigations. We are now seeing that the FBI lied and attempted a coup against Trump. All that proof is coming out. The American people should be beyond pissed. This is not political parties. This is about a former administration violating our constitutional laws. They should go to jail, all of them, and that includes Obama. I don't care how much you love him and you're a Democrat. That's not what this is about any longer. This is about those individuals who had the power and used it in a corrupt fashion, and you should be upset about that. So anyways, here we go. Britain did not have any kind of welfare system in the early 1900s. With all the complications and expectations that's involved, I sense, along with Jim Reed, that our growing political consensus around long-term gold standard solutions, we are also coming to the consensus about a short-term period of house cleaning or draining the swamp, if you ask me. Okay? So there are countries around the world who are going, you know what, it's almost unavoidable. We need to go back to the gold standard. Things have gotten way out of hand. I told you, Trump marrying the Federal Reserve into the Treasury and just pumping out money like it's candy and buying up bonds and debt, all right, and using another company to hold those assets. What he's doing is everything he can to save our big businesses while you're being lied to, saying Trump's only helping out his friends. You got to see the bigger picture. One is we need to get China's influence out of our country. Their corruptness, their people are being arrested around the world. Chinese people in countries everywhere being kicked out, arrested for what they try to do. And those political people that were complicit and partners in this need to be dealt with because they committed treasons against us here in the United States, and a vast majority of them, not all of them, are Democrats. Sorry, this is not about politics. These people sold our country out to fatten their pockets while, hurting us at every level as well as committing treason, okay? You're going to see all that coming out, but this all plays in a bigger part of us going back to the gold standard. What you want to do is pay attention to those people who are resisting this and vote them out of office because we have the opportunity to do so. Now, I was talking about whether or not you have a paper trail and how you can avoid having a paper trail when you're buying large purchases of gold or silver. So here you go. The truth about precious metals reporting, reportable purchase. So I'm going to teach you guys what you need to know. All right. Often promoters will claim that the coins they offer are not subject to reporting. Such statements imply that the government requiring gold transactions can be reported. However, no government regulations require the reporting of the purchases of any precious metals per se. If a payment is made in cash, if a payment is made in cash, greater than $10,000, however, thanks to the Patriot Act, it has to become a cash reporting transaction. It is not the gold that the government wants reported, but the cash. Such reporting applies to all business transactions involving more than $10,000 cash. So what has to happen is IRS Form 8300 must be turned in, thanks to the whole whatever happened during 9/11. You know what I'm talking about. So what does this mean, Pimpy? You don't pay with cash. The regulation applies to cash, greenbacks, paper money. It does not apply to personal checks, wire transfers, or money market withdrawals, the way in which our clients typically do precious metals. So when cashier's checks or money orders are involved, cash reporting may be triggered. So don't pay with the cashier's check. Don't pay with cash. Don't pay with money orders. So you pay with what? A personal check, a wire transfer, money market, ATM, credit card. That's how you keep it from getting reported. Feel me? So, Form 8300, general instructions define cash as a cashier's check, a bank draft, a traveler's check, or a money order having a face amount of not more than $10,000. Using a cashier's check less than $10,000 would be a cash transaction, but it would not be reported because of less than $10,000. However, two cashier's check, each less than $10,000, but totally more than $10,000 for a single purchase, would be considered a cash transaction and subject to reporting. Personal checks, checks drawn on paper accounts, are not considered cash. Therefore, it's not reportable. I'm trying to help you guys out. Technically, by law, the Constitution says you have a right to exchange one type of cash for another. Here's another thing. There should be no taxes on purchases greater than $1,500. It's considered a cash for cash transaction. The Constitution says you can't charge taxes, even because precious metals is considered a cash, a type of currency. So if I'm swapping one kind of currency for another, there is no taxes on it. So be aware of that, okay? So again, I wanted to show you this. So how you do your business, how you go about doing this, makes a difference in whether or not it's reported to Uncle Sam. All right, that's important for you to know that. So it might be different if you're going into your local coin and dealer. Some coin and dealers might not care. They might not want it reported neither. I know that sounds real conniving, but it's true. Okay, so if you're going to go in there and hand them $10,000 worth of cash and you want $10,000 worth of gold and silver, I think they'll just take the cash and give you the coins. You have nothing to worry about, okay? But you might want to check in with your local coin dealer personally. Gold is at $1,900. I told you it was going to go up, and it did. Silver is at $22.98. I told you it was going to go up, and it did. I told you it was going to be a July run on cryptocurrencies, although it started out a little bit later than I anticipated. We are now at new 52-week heights for Ethereum, and I try to talk you people into buying Ethereum. But XR people should be happy. Look, you guys, it actually got above 20 cents. It's now 21.5 cents. Finally. Finally. Look at this, 10 cents now for XLM. So again, you guys, if you want to jump on this cryptocurrency bandwagon, there is a link in the description, but be careful because they often make a little bit of a run and then drop back down. Make a little bit of a run and then they drop back down because they're not immune to being manipulated as well. But this looks like a legitimate run because it's all the way across the board and not just with one cryptocurrency or two cryptocurrencies. You usually see that with a pump and dump, okay? So, you know, if you can't afford a lot, maybe you think about getting some XLN. They're only 10 cents each. You guys don't, if you guys want Bitcoin, you don't need the full $9,658. If all you could buy is $20 worth, then you could buy $20 worth of Bitcoin. They allow you to buy them in fractionals. You just keep spending the money on whatever, choose whatever cryptocurrency you want, and just keep adding to it. That's what I did. I was high on Ethereum, and it's kicking ass. And now sit at a 52-week high. Look at this. $295.97. Could this be the 4-year cycle that they're talking about? Are we going to see Bitcoin finally break the 20,000 level again? Are we going to see that drag all the other cryptocurrencies with it? This might be the time to just grab a little bit and see what happens. All right, jump all over that bad boy. Anyways, I just want to share this information with you and just tell you what you need to do to avoid there being any kind of reporting that the whole world says it's time for us to go back to the gold standard. And that we've been setting all kinds of record highs. We talked about this before when it comes to bringing our gold back from Switzerland. There you guys have it. All right. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button. This is a time of greatness, it seems like, and it's only going to get better. Thank God for Trump, and I mean that with all my heart. All right, you guys. So there you go. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel. And I surely do appreciate it. And I'll catch you later. Bye.